He did the unthinkable. Dricus Du Plessis TKO'd Robert Whittaker in the second round after beating him in the first round as well, and everybody thought that Whittaker would run through Dricuss. Crazy to see that Dricuss was winning the majority of that fight, not only dropped him and finished him, but actually winning the fight before that. And a lot of it came off one technique from Dricuss, the Southpaw Jab. If you notice in the fight, Dricuss took the Southpaw stance as soon as the fight started, and all the damage in the fight was off of that Southpaw right jab, as Whittaker was running into it. Now the thing about this jab is, we gotta give credit to Jared Cannonier, as Dricuss even acknowledged was the fighter that found this jab on Robert Whittaker. Other fighters have done it as well, but the one that really hurt Whittaker in a fight was when Cannonier landed it on Whittaker in the third round of their fight, and Dricuss executed this to perfection. He stunned Whittaker a few times with it before he dropped him with that very same punch. But why does it work against Whittaker? What is happening here that's causing Whittaker to be so susceptible to this one technique? It's the way that he fights from a distance. So Whittaker likes to stay far away from you, and he blitzes in without hand trapping or eliminating your lead hand. He just blitzes in open from a distance, trying to outspeed you by landing his jab, and then continues the combination with either a straight and or a high kick behind it. But this blitz of his is purely off of speed, surprising the opponent out of nowhere. He is one of the fastest middleweights we've ever seen, but a lot of fighters seem to be surprised by the speed and waiting for him to explode rather than intercepting his blitz with the hand that's right in front of him. He's not eliminating your lead hand, so use it, right? That's what Dricuss did here. Use that as a lance, blockading Whittaker from entering you, and he's gonna run right into that steel pole. And a lot of times Whittaker was throwing the left hook instead of the jab, try to get around Dricuss. But the thing about Dricuss' defense is his guard is very tight. He has a strange build. His shoulders are all bulging and popped out, and allows him to guard his head a lot better than other fighters. Look at his guard right here. He's able to block these punches from getting through much better than most fighters. Robert Whittaker was not able to get his hands through that guard, and he was trying to get the left hook around it, but that's where Dricuss was able to intercept that on the inside, straight punch being looping punch. This happened multiple times in the fight. There was even a time where Dricuss switched stances forward to throw that right jab, switching it up a bit to confuse Whittaker, and he still got caught by it. Dricuss was also evading that low side kick that Whittaker likes to attack you with from a distance. So by Dricuss evading this kick, this was limiting Whittaker's options of what he had to do from a distance. So all he kept doing was that blitz. He tried to head kick sometimes, those were getting blocked, and something very alarming showed in that second round. Dricuss stepped in long with the jab, and Whittaker tried to pull back away from it to counter with his right hand, but he got caught by it. This showed you that Whittaker did not have distance management down yet. He did not understand the range against Dricuss' punches, and this is in the second round. If Whittaker does not have the distance down in the second round of a 3-round fight, you know things are going wrong for him. Dricuss does have a very long reach, but he threw an open jab from a long distance, and Whittaker did not see it properly. This also would tell you if he can't see a jab from a distance like that as Dricuss is moving in, he's definitely not going to see the jab while he's moving into Dricuss. And it just shows you that Dricus Du Plessis is a student of the game. He studies his opponents to a T. He said he spent time watching Whittaker's past fights and noticing holes that he had. Not only with this jab, but also something interesting here, where he tried to step out far to the outside. This is right in the beginning of the fight, and Whittaker intercepts that movement with an outside leg kick, negating that movement completely. But then he saw something out of Whittaker. He saw Whittaker do something similar where he's moving out far on the outside foot, and once he noticed that, he's like, okay, he hit me with a leg kick when I tried to do that. Now he's doing it on me, I'm going to do the same thing to him now, in which he did in the fight. This gives me a better understanding of Dricuss' mindset. Even though he could look strange and awkward in a fight, the guy understands the game, and it's only going to tell you that he's going to learn even more. Not only that, the guy has gifted power. When Whittaker blocked this left hook, the blowback of the shot sent Whittaker flying. I mean, Dricuss hit his arm. He hit his arm with the left hook and blew Whittaker away with it. That is some insane power, and it's also evident as how he was able to drop Whittaker with the jab. The guy also looked massive out there, looks like a fairly big middleweight, and it's crazy because he's coming up from welterweight. He also got a takedown on Whittaker. Who's the last guy that secured a takedown on Whittaker, got good top position, and landed successful ground and pound on the guy? Whittaker is known to be one of the best anti-wrestlers in UFC history, and Dricuss took him down with a head and arm throw, and looked like Whittaker could not get out from under him at all. I don't know if it's Dricuss' strength, I don't know if it's his size or what it is, but Whittaker looked like he was stuck in half guard. So it was an excellent performance by Dricus Du Plessis, and that's ultimately the end of the breakdown, man. Dricuss' next fight is of course going to be against Israel Adesanya. They both had a bit of a face-off there, some really nice words being exchanged. Definitely no disparaging implications, but that's going to be an interesting one. We cannot count out Dricuss anymore. The fact that he was able to defeat one of the best middleweights in history. I mean, Robert Whittaker would defeat most middleweights that ever existed, and Dricuss honestly didn't even make it look like it was that hard. Nobody beats this version of Whittaker that easily. Even Israel Adesanya had a very hard time with this guy, and won through a controversial decision that most people think Whittaker won. And Dricuss beats this guy in the first round, takes him down, and then finishes him in the second round against the best version of Whittaker. That is crazy. I would have to say this is one of the most prestigious wins in middleweight history. To beat a guy like Whittaker and do it in that fashion is unheard of. So I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown, and if you did, make sure to give this a thumbs up. If you enjoyed my content, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.